Hey, how's everyone doing? I hope you're all having a great weekend. I'm actually quite surprised that Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts would have the nerve to even think about running for president, let alone putting her hat in the ring in the Democrat nomination of 2020 to become the next president of the United States, simply for the fact that she's extremely dishonest. I mean, if she's so dishonest about what's in her blood and her background, when she claimed that she was Native American to get to and she claimed that she was Native American when she went to Harvard. Imagine how dishonest she'd be when she's president of the United States. I just realized, I just uncovered my DNA results. My sister did the DNA results for herself, and of course, whatever she has, I'm obviously going to have. But she gave me a DNA package too, and I've yet to do mine, but I'm definitely going to do it when I get back home. I'm on vacation right now. But what she uncovered was actually quite surprising. Some of it wasn't surprising. I mean, a lot of it I knew we had in us. Like, I knew we had Native in us. And, of course, it doesn't mention the Caribbean and stuff, but it mentions beyond the Caribbean, like where our African ancestors came from, which is actually quite interesting. Now, you all remember Elizabeth Warren said she was Native American because of her mother's high cheekbones, and she went to Harvard University claiming she was Native American without even checking if she was, and Harvard University paraded her around as being, as having diversity in their school because of Elizabeth Warren, who's whiter than two pieces of crackers. But what I discovered was that with my DNA results, so 44% Cameroon, Congo, and Southern Bantu peoples, 36% Benin and Togoland. This is where my ancestors came from Africa. 8% Ivory Coast and Ghana. These are places that I've got to visit before I die, seriously. Native American, North, Central, and South, 5%. So I've got ancestors who've been in the Americas for years and years and years. 3% Native American Andean, so altogether that's 8% Native American in my blood. 1% Nigerian and 1% Eastern Africa. That's like Ethiopia and Somalia and all those places. 1% Norwegian and 1% Sweden. So that would make me 2% Scandinavian. So I've got more Scandinavian in my blood. Me as a black man could say that I'm more Scandinavian than Elizabeth Warren could say she's Indian. Her DNA results uncover that she's only 1 in 1,024th Native American. That's like less than 1%. That's like 0.001% Native American or something like that. I've got a full 2% Scandinavian. So let's say, for example, I went to a school which had no Scandinavian children in it, and their census, or students, and their census said you could put Scandinavian as your background. I would have more of a right to check Scandinavian, and the school would have more legitimacy in saying that they've got their first Scandinavian student with me than Harvard could in saying that they have a Native American student in Elizabeth Warren. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's how dishonest Elizabeth Warren is. I just want to know where that Scandinavian came from. That's got to be some Viking or something that, made his way to the Caribbean, to the Caribbean islands when all them natives were there, all them Arawaks and stuff like that, and then they must have fooled around with one of the Arawak inhabitants, and then that baby must have made his way to one of the black people who were on the island, and they had a baby, and then on and on it went. I mean, that's pretty interesting. I never knew that there'd be any of that. I mean, that was a big shock to me. Because I know one thing, on my dad's side, the black people on my dad's side were not enslaved. The Garifuna people from Central America were not enslaved. I mean, some say they were captured by the Spanish and brought here and then they rebelled, or some say they came by themselves. But, I mean, when we arrived in North America, I mean, we were pretty much terrorists to the Spaniards and the British, and I am proud of that in my history. We whooped them. They couldn't have their way with us. My mom's side's a different story. But that Norwegian and Swedish has to be some kind of Viking or something that, He must have wandered off in the wrong place or something like that. But, the point of this is that, someone like me could say that I'm more Scandinavian than Elizabeth Warren could say that she's a native. So, I mean, talk about cultural appropriation. Next Halloween, I'm going to dress up as a Muslim. I'm going to dress up as a Chinese person. I'm going to dress up as an Indian. I'm going to dress up as a Japanese person because, cultural appropriation, the worries about cultural appropriations are out the window. How can anyone attack me for dressing up like a Muslim when I'm the most Christian person around, when you're going to vote for someone like Elizabeth Warren who faked being a Native American and went to Harvard University saying she was a Native American when she's whiter than two pieces of crackers? I'm sorry for the offense, but it's true. You can say I'll let you say nigger twice if you want to, but I'm just saying it's the truth. So, even if you're a Democrat, these are the same people who talk about cultural appropriation and how it's wrong for white people to make their face look black. And then they're going to vote for someone who paraded around being a Native American when she only has like 0.001% Native in her and shafted a Native American who could have legitimately taken that title as being a Native American at Harvard University. I don't think that's very right. But hey, what do you guys think? Maybe I'm not onto something, I keep saying maybe there's something I'm missing and nobody ever comes up to me with anything to counter me. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this will be the day. What do you guys think? This is the Arana Nation.